Gunshots at the Trump rally? Shut the fuck up. No. Where? Give me a link now. Dark Brandon? Dark Brandon? Wait, did they cut the audio? Is he shot?
Well, there you go, guys. Unbelievable information right now as we see President Trump being taken away from the podium there in Butler, Pennsylvania. We did hear some shots there. We don't know what it was that happened. You're looking at the same thing we're looking at right now. I was literally without the suit jacket, just watching the coverage. We heard the loud noises, and we are live right now on Right Side Broadcasting Network.
I told you, motherfuckers, this has capacity to be the craziest race of all time.
Is very concerning at this point. Not sure, again, what happened there. We do know that people got towards the ground. We don't know any details. We're watching this live with you.
MAGA. MAGA means make. That's all we wanted. Starts a couple.
Yo! What the f?
Move to spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go.
They cut the audio. Oh my God. This is crazy. Look, here, I'm going to replay it again.
You see, a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
First shot rings out. He grabs his neck. Trump bleeding. Don't show on stream. Oh my God. Oh my God. He is bleeding. I think it nicked his ear. No, that's not like enough. That's not TOS. Oh my God. Oh my God. All I'm going to say is this has happened before. And when they miss, landslide. Oh my God. Oh my God. You said this was the boring election cycle? No. I said this is the most boring election cycle, but it has the capacity to become almost overnight the most interesting election cycle. This happened with Bolsonaro, Reagan.
Watch out.
I mean, he gets up, he puts his fist up. This isn't live, right? This is like they escorted him out already. We watched him get escorted out. But I think, dude, hogs are crazy. They just shot the former president.
Okay, you just saw there that
Hogs are so insane, bro. They shot the former president and they're doing a USA chant. Yo!
Chiron just
What is going on?
Screen.
Like gunshots ring out. My
There are weeks where nothing happens, but decades where there are decades where nothing happens, and then there are weeks where decades happen.
Most people ducking down, the press that were behind the risers, press that were at our media tables, ducking down under the tables as we weren't sure what was going on.
There were also moments right after those apparent gunshots rang out where we were able to hear the officials. And let's just listen in together to this.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
I counted about 8 to 11 what seems to be gunshots, and you will be able to hear now as they're getting ready to transport the former president. And we see now some heavily armed special SWAT team members. But listen to what they say here. shooter is down, is what one said.
Oh, dude, they got him. They got the shooter.
This was just moments ago in Pennsylvania. And we'll see the former president stand up with the help of a few people.
Let me get my shoes, sir. Hold on in your head.
He says, let me get my shoes.
Let me get my shoes.
Watch out.
Donald Trump still speaking as he raises his fist. And there you can see in the middle part of your screens what seems to be blood coming out from his right ear, conscious, shaking and waving that fist, as about 5 people help him down the stairs and towards that SUV. And I could hear about 8 to 10 or 11 what seemed to be gunshots. Dasha.
To hide, to feel that fear, that adrenaline that, frankly, I felt as we were trying to make sense of the situation and make sure that our team here and our colleagues here.
You think they'll go for gun control after this?
With the media, we are feeling a lot of rage from people right now as everyone is trying to process what
Bitch, what do you mean?
Of course, it is not uncommon for the former president at his rallies to point
Don't
out
politicize
to call them fake
the
news and to
former
target
president
the
getting
frustration
shot
of
with a
his
gun.
supporters towards the press, and that is a little bit of what we are experiencing right now as people are trying to make sense of what happened.
It's time for thoughts and prayers.
Just before these sounds
Sir?
rang out, just before this incident, a pretty jovial,
It's a good joke. It's a good joke.
mood.
It's a good joke.
Music
That person
was
is definitely
playing. The former
joking.
president had
I want to bring
Dude, it's
in Tom
crazy. The
Winter,
Aussies were
special-
supposed to travel to Pennsylvania to go to this rally. I hate how much plot armor this motherfucker has, bro. I'm sorry.
Officials have been briefed initially on the events at the
This
ground.
is over.
Reporting
It's so
along with my
over.
colleague,
I'm pulling a
Rick
Dave
Klein,
Wasserman. I've
President
seen
and
enough.
President. I think that's the most important thing for people to know. The former president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, current presumptive nominee in the Republican Party, is expected
done.
to survive this incident. That's the initial indication that we have from the ground.
Just remember that after Lincoln got shot, he wasn't reelected, so there's still hope. Yeah, JFK too, but
as everyone absorbs
those
what
were very
has happened
different
again, the former
ones.
president rushed off stage, pumping his fist, appearing to have been injured at this rally in Pennsylvania, Jose.
Kristen Walker, thank you so very much. Stay with
yeah,
us.
bro,
I wanna
he
go-
is such a content demon, like straight up. And of course, every hog is posting the photo already. I told you immediately. Tucker Carlson, 20K likes. He's such a content monster, dude. He got shot, got up, ear bleeding, face bleeding, throws up a fist. Sick photo? Yeah, of course it's a sick photo. Are you kidding me? Look, I don't know anything about who shot him, how they shot him, what they shot him with, what kind of grazing occurred. But what I will tell you is this. When shoot at Republicans, they use 22s and they don't go for center mass. And history shows that when you do that, I don't know if they used 22s here, but historically speaking, when that sort of thing happens, well, you know, there's a Bolsonaro style situation where they become super popular. That's why people say when you come at the king, you best not miss. Man, I keep thinking about what you say. Anything can happen for election day. COVID was very sudden. Is history rhyming? This is why I always tell you that, yes, polling is good to understand what's going on for now, but that doesn't mean you will know what happens come election time. Just like COVID. If it wasn't for COVID, the likelihood of Trump's reelection was almost a complete lock. Not only did COVID happen, Trump got COVID like literally 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the election.
We're clear. Come on.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes down. Watch out.
Wait.
They went crazy. And before you say, oh, it just like feels scripted because he like just walks it off. Dude, shock, adrenaline is incredibly powerful.
This time around, as we play back what happened just a short while ago in Donald Trump's Pennsylvania rally,
Republicans are also going to get like expert level victimhood status too, which is also additionally annoying. Like they're going to be like, "How dare you? Oh, this guy's flipping off the camera."
Again, shots fired.
You media.
Initially, and then there was some responsive shots. We also heard members of security say the shooter is down.
In Pennsylvania, I spoke to another official there who conceded that they are trying to get as much information as they can right now. Clearly,
he's still throwing up
there are a
fists
lot
while
of
they're
events
putting him in
that
the
move very
car,
quickly
bro.
at this
Stop throwing
time.
up
The
the
president,
fist.
only
Stop
moments
it.
before this took place, was
stop
in the
fisting.
church at Rehoboth,
Stop.
and then he exited the
Every
church.
fist is
Reporters
another
asked him if he
10,000 in a
had-
fucking
if he
red
was aware
state,
there
a
had
key
been
state turning
informed
into a
about it.
red
At that
state.
time, he had not been. It's clear at this
Every time he throws up his fist, Michigan is more over than
is
it was
clearly
before. He's clip farming harder than the new crop of FaZe talent. He's like FaZe Ronaldo. He's clip farming harder than Jinxie. He keeps throwing up his fist.
Been at many of these Trump rallies, and
It's
here's a new
over.
picture from one of our colleagues there on the ground, the photojournalists who are in the front row, showing the blood on former president's face and clearly on his ear as well. There he is pumping his fist as he was effectively chanting "fight" to those members, his supporters who were there.
His family
Butler,
and
PA.
everyone
Trump
attending
says
the rally
he is
today.
fine. In
Carrie
statement, it
Lake,
says he's being checked
of course,
at a
Senate
medical
candidate,
facility.
posting the questions, of course, now, how could this have happened at a rally for the
Elon
presumptive
Musk
Republican?
uses this crisis as an opportunity to endorse Donald Trump. I fully endorse President Trump and hope for his rapid recovery. Dark days are ahead of us. I made the joke. I said, you think this will be an opportunity for gun control, but no, dude. The only gun control that will be enforced in this country is like if you have ever demonstrated any kind of left-leaning sentiment, like for example, we shouldn't murder gay people or whatever, the government will come and take your guns away, only to give it to the people who say they should kill gay people. Going forward, holding my tongue, I got lots of jokes, not trying to get you in trouble. I mean, I've been doing that as well, so I've been holding my tongue as well. By the way, anytime a president gets shot or like a 9/11 style situation happens, check in on your most like susceptible to conspiratorial thinking friends, because in the upcoming days, they are going to have life-changing thoughts. I'm telling you right now, a lot of people that you took for granted as like normal family members are going to no longer be normal family members. These are always life-changing events for many American families. They're going to turn around and be like, some of them are going to turn around and be like, this was a false flag. Look at him, like the fact that he got up immediately, shit like that. I'm telling you right now, this is Blue Anon is about to go crazy. We're talking about the MAGA crowd going crazy, but Blue Anon will be extra nutty as well. There's hella members in the chat currently riding with the false flag conspiracy. Obviously, who knows how the fucking hogs operate going forward. They're going to get extra nutty. But you know who else is going to get extra nutty? The Blue Anon liberals. Blue Anon liberals are going to go crazy mode, especially considering how dire Biden's chances were to begin with. MAGA is going to say this was Biden's doing, in which we'll have a funny little moment to talk about how, you know, is it constitutionally legal for Biden to potentially attempt an assassination of a former president and a political rival running for office? The Supreme Court did rule it. You know, the Supreme Court made it extra hard to prosecute such things. So that's number one. So, but that's besides the point. You know, it might have been an official act. I'm kidding. Obviously, I don't think this was Biden. But, you know, that's a conversation that you can have with your MAGA relatives that will say this was Biden. This was Biden's doing. Having said that, however, I think that there is going to be a lot of panic and craziness on the liberal side as well. Liberals going with this was a false flag attempt because they can't cope with the reality that at the top of the hour there's a 3-minute ad break. District attorney says he believes the person who died was someone in the crowd. Now we know that they also said that they shot the shooter, so I suspect that there might be more than one person that died. It might be two people, one attendee and the shooter himself.
There's a lot of
but we don't know yet. We don't know yet. Once again, this isn't an official confirmation. This is not an official confirmation. Remember, in times like like this, there's always a lot of confusion, a lot of chaos. I'm not even talking about like people who are deliberately spreading disinformation, but also just people misunderstanding, people rushing to be the first to market with information, with news. There's a lot of people that are there were a lot of people that were at rally. So when you ask these people at the rally, they're going to try to give analysis on like where the shot was coming from. I've seen reports about people talking about how this actually was, the shooter was on a barn like away from the rally, things of that nature. We don't know yet, okay? Until there is official confirmation from the police, from the Secret Service, from actual people that have conducted their investigations. Don't run with any narratives. The only way that this is even remotely salvageable with Democrats is like it's a BB gun and they still swap out Biden to change the narrative. But I don't think it is. I don't think it is a BB gun, but I'm just saying. BBC interview with a guy outside the security perimeter who claims he saw the shooter before he fired. Oh my Lord, by the way, look at his hat. He's got the Trump hair visor. Oh my God, this is the silliest way that anyone could ever attempt to cover a potential political assassination. Jesus Christ.
You weren't inside the event, but you were just outside. Tell us what you saw. So we had a party here all day. You can see behind us at the Brinkles Farming Greenhouse here. We had a party. And we all decided, hey, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and listen to the rally, right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. We noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely.
This is classic, by the way. This is actually classic. Multiple shooter theory, things like that. All of that is a staple. Ultimately, I mean, look, I have no reason to believe this dude's lying, but like, I need you to understand that in a situation like this, there's gonna be a lot of people. There's also an alleged video of a shooter that was on not a rooftop, but like on top of like pallets. But it could be literally a Secret Service sniper that he saw. You know what I mean? Like, there are so many things. Eyewitness testimony, especially in the moment in a chaotic situation like this, is going to be unimaginably unreliable. I'm just letting you guys know. I don't want you to rush to conclusions off of shit like this. Once again, I will reiterate that statement.
We're pointing at them. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's guy on the roof with a rifle, and the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof, we can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this, and next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes?
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes?
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
I have seen the possible video of a person on a roof apparently dead. I know, okay? If you think you have a new video, trust me, you do not have a new video. I've already seen it. And no, this is not a D-list reporter. Are you kidding me? This is like BBC's official U.S. correspondent. What? Trump wasn't hit by a bullet? Who is this person? Capitol Hill reporter for Axios. Glass fragments, not a bullet, hit Trump, a source familiar tells me. Oh my God. This is from an Axios reporter, so it's definitely more reliable than eyewitness testimony. It could be glass shards from a teleprompter. They have he has teleprompters in front of him. Also, what his testimony is does not contradict a possible glass shard.
As we just learned, Joseph, you weren't listening to the program here, but Lester Holt, NBC News, just reporting that one of the attendees has deceased, has died from injuries as a result of the shooting. Joseph, you told me off camera that you may have witnessed this, and I'm so sorry to be talking to you in this tragic moment, but can you describe what it is that you saw?
I was attending the rally. I was in the set of bleachers, the very far left of the podium where President Trump was speaking. I was there with friends. I heard several gunshots. The man beside me suffered a gunshot wound to the head, was instantly killed, fell to the bottom of the bleachers. Another woman looked like she got hit in the forearm or hand. And then at that point in time, it was rather chaotic at that point because half the people were looking because they thought it was fireworks. I knew it was gunshots right away. My friend, hit the deck. I was kind of looking around just trying to see where the shots were coming from. It seemed to me like the shots were coming from behind the bleachers. It seemed to me the man got hit in the head from behind. He was killed instantly, as far as I could tell. And at that point, state police and a SWAT team, started evacuating the bleachers, and then I helped carry the man out of the bleachers to a tent that was behind the bleachers.
Obama came out with a statement as well. There's absolutely no place for political violence in our democracy. Although we don't yet know what exactly happened, we should all be relieved that former President Trump wasn't seriously hurt and use this moment to recommit ourselves to civility and respect in our politics. Michelle and I are wishing him a quick recovery. I mean, every Democrat is going to say this, by the way, of course. The rooftop sniper video might be real. I'm not going to cover it until there's further confirmation. It is irresponsible of me to do so. Please understand. We listened to an eyewitness testimony saying that there was a sniper on a rooftop, potentially like the rooftop of a container. Okay, because there's not a lot of like high roofs in this area. There is footage of a dude who's just like dead on top of a container. There's a picture on Reddit. I know I've also seen the footage of a person who is on top of a container, but until we have further confirmation, I'm not gonna cover it.
The man was hit. It seemed like he was in the crossfire.
You just experienced something horrific.
Deputy editor of the Huffington Post says law enforcement officials say shooting at Trump rallies being investigated as attempted assassination of former president. So they are officially investigating it as an attempted assassination.
I think the majority of the crowd didn't understand that it was fire. It was gun.
This gives more veracity to claims that the shooter was outside of the rally. Law enforcement officials say shooter was outside Trump rally and was killed by U.S. Secret Service. By the way, we're joking about like, oh, Biden did this. Biden, is responsible for this. While we joke about Biden being responsible for this, Republicans are not joking about Biden being responsible for this. Officially, Mike Collins, GA, says Joe Biden sent the orders. Republicans are going to very seriously start saying Joe Biden's rhetoric around Donald Trump. And Republican media is going to immediately rush to say Joe Biden's rhetoric around Donald Trump and the media's rhetoric around Donald Trump is responsible for this. Okay, so get ready for that as well. Gear up for that. Depending on the background of the shooter, the narrative is going to change to if it's like someone even remotely Hispanic, it's so Jover. They're gonna say illegal immigrant across the board. If it's a Muslim person, if it's anyone with like any kind of Muslim background, it's so Jover. Muslim ban last time around will look like a joke, okay, in comparison to what's going to happen. I'm just telling you the narratives that are going to occur in the upcoming days.
I want to let folks know we believe moments away from hearing President Biden. He is going to stand at that podium, and we believe this is in Delaware. Somebody can confirm for me. But he will address the nation about these events tonight in Florida. The shooting that apparently wounded former President Trump, who is said to be okay. It killed a spectator, wounded another who's in critical condition. The shooter, who has not been identified, we know nothing about that person's background or what might have motivated him. That shooter is said to be deceased as well. This story has been rolling out, and here is the president.
Thoroughly briefed by all the agencies in the federal government.
Damn, that was quick.
Based on what we know now. I have tried to get a hold of Donald. He's with his doctors. Apparently he's doing well. I plan on talking to him shortly, I hope, when I get back to the telephone. Look, there's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this. And I want to thank the Secret Service and all the agencies, including the state agencies, that have engaged in making sure that the people and we have more detail to come relative to other people maybe injured in the audience. I don't have all that detail. We'll make that available to you. I may be able to come back a little later tonight, but we'll put out a statement if I'm not able to if it's not convenient for you all. But the bottom line is that the Trump rally was a rally that he should have been able to be conducted peacefully without any problem. But the idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. And everybody must condemn it. Everybody. I'll keep you informed, and if I am able to speak to Donald, I'll let you know that as well.
They're going to say he's not calling him the president.
He's doing well.
As former presidents are normally called.
Two, that they're thoroughly investigating what happened to anyone else in the audience. We have some reports, but not final reports. And every agency in the federal government, I'm going back to my phone to speak with the federal agencies that are being put together again to give me an updated briefing. Has anything happened? They learned any more in the last couple hours. So thank you very much, and I hope I get to speak to them tonight, and I'll get back to you if I do, okay?
Mr. President, do you think there was an assassination attempt?
I don't know enough to. I have an opinion, but I don't have any facts.
Don't answer questions, Joe.
So I want to make sure we have all the facts before I make.
Don't answer questions. Don't do it.
Was the security failing this
The president stopping short of calling this an assassination attempt, but just noting that he plans to talk to Donald Trump and that his understanding is the former president is doing well. President Biden speaking out against the scourge of political violence, saying there's no room for this.
It up. Trump attempted deep state assassination. Yeah, let's hear from this.
Gentlemen, I told you that we're not in normal times. World War III, nuclear war is this close. They just fired 5 shots at Trump and hit him in the side of the head. Right. And the media's like, oh, big deal. He survived an assassination attempt. This is crazy town. Biden is a complete puppet. The New World Order is melting down everywhere. And I believe they're getting ready to kill Biden and blame it on a Trump supporter. I've been saying that for over a year. So President Trump in Pennsylvania gets shot at, gets hit in the side of the head.
So
I've been saying the opposite.
Yeah, you've been saying the opposite of what is about that. What just happened? I've been saying they're going to try to assassinate Biden and blame a Trump supporter. It's like, okay, well then the exact opposite of that happened. So what do you mean? He needs to pay the Parkland family. He's got to make that money somehow. Yeah, he's so cooked, bro. That looks like neatly trimmed hedges behind him. Like, what's going on?
He's in a nice place.
Yeah, how is he still at a nice house and shit? I thought he was done. Like, what's that about?
That image of him up there with the blood on his face, defiant, is incredible. And now the deep state that's committed all these crimes and opened the borders and human trafficked and started World War III, they are so desperate, they're going to go for broke. But I've told Trump, I've told his campaign, you've got to be more careful. We got to pray for President Trump right now. It's such a dangerous time. I'm in Northern California with what would be a huge story breaking tomorrow, and it's still going to break. Massive story we're working on right now, okay? Secret mission. And we'll still break it. But ladies and gentlemen, this attempted assassination of Trump means we're not in Kansas anymore. And now they've tried to kill him with a gun. They're going to try to poison him. So Trump, inside circle, listen to me. And I know you've listened before. You've had the Secret Service call me. I've briefed him on stuff. Listen to me.
I know the Trump inner circle does watch him, but it is funny to think that like he's briefing the Secret Service. Like, okay, brother, sure.
You got to take my supplements.
I'll bring it. He's like, listen, I briefed the Secret Service. I told him a Chinese communist, Ukrainian, Chinese communist, Ukrainian trans black woman was gonna take shots at the president.
That's why I always take my anti-assassination pills.
Yeah.
You can get them for $5.50.
I told him, yeah, the only way to save you is colloidal silver.
Steps, but it is the kind of gesture as well.
What the
Now we're in a period of a few different
lightning never
streams of
strikes
information.
twice. He already survived one assassination attempt. He's probably good for like at least a year. I doubt that he's gonna get popped twice. That'd be crazy. Feel me?
Wait, in
Trump
the immediate
posted?
hours ahead. He, of course, was on the road as a candidate.
I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all of law enforcement. Okay, he's truthing right now. For their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also the family of another person that was badly injured. It is incredible that such an act could take place in our country. Nothing is known at this time about the shooter. I'm shocked that he didn't immediately say like this was a Chinese Ukrainian black woman who's also trans. Like this is shocking. I don't know if I don't know if that shot concussed him into like doing a normal thing all of a sudden, but like this is a wild way to operate here. Nothing is known about this time of the shooter, and he's not speculating, who is now dead.
Nuts.
I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong in that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and I immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening. God bless America. All I'm saying is this: that fucking guy on the Tyler Oliveira video was right when he said someone's going to try to assassinate the president.
Yeah.
He said 6 miles away, though.
He says 6 miles
That's
away.
a little bit closer.
150 meters, 400 feet. This is where the shooter was, it looks like. Yeah, he was on top of these like container things. Yeah.
But he's so
Seeing a
close.
guy walking around.
No, he's like literally looking right at him, which is crazy.
Insane.
Where's Mark Wahlberg when you need him the most? How the fuck do they not have agents on the roof? Yeah, I don't really know. Update from Secret Service is that one has been killed and two is critically injured. Here's the latest information from our investigation. We're grateful to the Secret Service team and our law enforcement partners. During President Trump's rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on the evening of the 13th of July at approximately 6:15 p.m., a suspected shooter fired multiple shots towards the stage from an elevated position outside the rally venue. U.S. Secret Service personnel neutralized the shooter, who is now deceased. U.S. Secret Service quickly responded with a protective measure, and the former president is safe and being evaluated. One spectator was killed. Two spectators were critically injured. The incident is currently under investigation, and the Secret Service has formally notified the Federal Bureau of Investigation. So, for the record, just so you know, Trump said he was hit by a bullet. Trump said he was hit by a bullet. A source who's spoken with a member of the Secret Service tells TMZ Trump was not hit by a bullet. Rather, a bullet hit his teleprompter and the glass struck him in the ear. Trump is saying he got hit by a bullet.